Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about this week's astrology. Well, this is a very, very intense week we have coming up. And we just left an intense week, perhaps the most intense week in 250 years. So many of us are fractured. Many of us are wandering around wondering what's going to go on. Many of us are resolved to move forward with intention, with passion, with purpose. So pick the line you're going to be in. I vote for the intention, passion, and purpose line. So, to begin, the cosmic theme is the rebel because of all of the planetary interactions. So we can talk about Mars-Pluto, which we've been talking about for the last few weeks. Well, we're going to talk about it for quite a while because its major effects will last until the end of April of next year. And that can seem like a long time, but when you think about it, it's just a few months. A lot has happened in a short amount of time. A lot more is going to happen in a short amount of time. So, last Sunday, the opposition between Mars and Pluto, which I talked about, showed us that Pluto, the planet of transformation and deep healing and honesty, Pluto is in the final degree of Capricorn, the sign of structures, of government, of the old, the sign of status quo. This Pluto in Capricorn specifically focused on the collapse of systems that once were considered reliable. With Mars in Cancer, remember Mars is opposition Pluto, many people were affected on a deeply emotional level as their sense of security was eroded. Now, that is pretty much standard for everyone. And the United States is ruled by Cancer. So Mars in Cancer is really heightening the effects of anything that would happen in the sign Cancer, especially at this time with Mars, Pluto in opposition. There is indeed a deeply emotional sense that security, what was counted on before, has been eroded. So Monday, today, the planet Venus, the planet of relationships, of balance, of harmony, of healing, and even of money, the planet Venus goes into the sign of practical, down-to-earth, mundane Capricorn. So in other words, Venus is saying what I consider a value, what society needs to consider value, is the fact that we're in a no-frills moment right now. We've got to really be looking at what works, what is going to work. And then we have to roll up our sleeves and do what it takes to make what's going to work. That's the Capricorn part. Capricorn is very much aware that things may be difficult for you. However, Capricorn does not see that as an excuse to not move forward. So, on Tuesday, Mercury, the planet of the intellect, how we gather and process information, Mercury will be square, making a frictional aspect to the planet Saturn. Saturn, responsibilities, structure, foundation. So that's actually not a bad thing, because Mercury square Saturn gives us another no-frills look at life. Mercury square Saturn is saying, look, never mind what you want. It's time to take a look at, in a sense, eat your vegetables. It's time to do what will work and what's best for you, what's best for all of us. So this no-frills aspect mandates that we get grounded and that we move forward methodically towards what will make our society, Capricorn, Saturn, function properly. So Friday's a big, big, big day. Not only big because there are a couple of things happening, but it's big because Friday will be pointing out the major planetary shift that we've all gone through and will be going through for the next few months, and then for the next few years. The planet Saturn, I mentioned Saturn before, the planet Saturn goes direct. What that means is it's been going retrograde or backwards for the last few months. So it's been going within and digging things up and churning things up. Well, on Friday, Saturn starts moving forward. So what that means, and that's a lot, because when Saturn moves forward, it's going to bring us to a point where there will be greater cosmic support for practical concerns and for the building of life the way we want it to be, whether it's something as mundane as your career or something as lofty as how you see your participation in the progress of the planet. There is a full moon also on Friday. So Saturn goes direct. That means we're not going backwards or in denial any longer. And it's doing that on a full moon. And the full moon occurs when the sun is in one sign and the moon is in the opposite sign at the opposite degree. And that's always a very tense and intense time. So this time, the full moon, to show us that it's serious about intensity, is also together with that full moon in Taurus. Together, we call it conjunct with the planet Uranus, the planet of unpredictable, uncontrollable, wild change. So you've got the full moon, which is also unpredictable, hyper emotional, who knows what's going to happen next, together with the planet that rules all that. And then we have something else happening. There is a fixed star called Algol. Algol is a fixed star that used to mean in olden times, it used to mean great calamities. Well, now, yes, there's still that going on. However, what it really means today, and I'm going to read this, the fixed star Algol is, in today's astrology, the symbol of feminine power. It's the symbol of the ability to see what is in front of us and what needs to be done, and the ability to rise above victim consciousness and the ability to transform and the need to transform. So you have the full moon together or conjunct Uranus. We have all of those conjunct Algol, the fixed star. So Uranus is many things, including what the people are about. It's the humanitarian. Uranus is also the rebel. Uranus is divine insight. Uranus is the ability to be the visionary that you were created to be. So all of that's happening on Friday. So to prepare for it, starting today or tomorrow, get yourself a cup. And here is my moon water cup. As you can see, I have been drinking already. Moon water cup. Fill that cup or vessel, whatever vessel you want, fill that with water, put a cover over it, because you don't want the critters swimming in it, and put it where it will be affected by the moon's rays. If you've got a windowsill where the rays of the moon can touch the cup or can losing my words here, can affect the cup in some way, great. If you don't, anywhere, even if it's a wall and there's no window there, but the moon's rays would be coming in, if there were a window, put the cup there, because the energy will enter. Leave it there for 3 days until the full moon, and then leave it another 3 days while the energy releases, and you will have one of the most phenomenally powerful moon water cups ever, because you've got the full moon. So you have the energy of the planet, of the sign Scorpio and Taurus. You have the full moon together or conjunct with Uranus in the sign Taurus. And you have the full moon, the conjunct Uranus with the planet, not the planet, but the fixed star Algol. It is the star of transformation, of women's power, and of the need to get going with what you need to get going with. So this is, in a sense, a bright, bright, bright omen in the skies. Move forward. So Saturday, after that wild Friday, Saturday, the planet Venus, the planet of harmony, of diplomacy, of healing, of women, the planet of money, the planet of value, especially self-value, will square, create a frictional aspect to the north and south nodes. This is actually great because what it's going to bring is it's going to bring all of that intensity and that emotion to a place where we make some karmic decisions, important karmic decisions. Do we go towards the light? Do we go towards the darkness? And when I say we, I don't just mean we as a world or as a nation. I mean we as individuals. Do we go towards the light or do we go towards the darkness? And the universe already knows what it wants for us. What we have to do is be willing to do what is right for us. Then we move on to, also on Saturday, the sun, which is the ego, the heart, the life force. The sun will be opposition, the sun, opposition the planet Uranus. Whenever Uranus is involved, anything can happen. Wildness ensues. So you have the sun, the heart, also ego, you have personality, you have all of that, and it's in a tug of war with who knows what will happen, and a tug of war with, wow, did you see that? A tug of war with unpredictability. So when that happens, there's a feeling of restlessness, of impulsiveness. Do a lot of deep breathing, drink chamomile tea. Do not react, please respond. And allow yourself to know that there is a sense of heavy change in the air. Uranus rules the rebel. It rules revolution. Uranus rules the visionary. So with the sun opposition Uranus, there is that intense tug of war saying, yes, there is a revolution in the air. Which way are you going to go? And are you going to go in the direction that works for yourself as well as your world? So on that note, I say bye for now, and make your moon water, drink your chamomile tea, respond, don't react, and reflect, because a lot has happened, and a lot more is going to happen. Bye.